Good morning, students. Welcome to your science class. In today's session, we will study about chapter number 7, conservation of plants and animals. Yes, in the last two chapters, we have studied about coal and petroleum and the natural resources and the flame and combustion. This chapter is also related to that. Students, about we studied about natural resources, the fossil fuels which are formed by the dead animals and dead plants. So, and these dead animals and dead plants, they are combustible substances. They go undergo combustion reaction and they form fossil fuels after 400 to 500 years. Students, these plants and animals have to be conserved because they are also a great natural resources. Nowadays, in the industrial era, we are losing our forests, animals, and the plants. So, in this chapter, we will study how to conserve these plants and animals. First of all, we will study some facts which are related to today's life. The first will about deforestation. Deforestation, the clearing of forest and using the land for other purposes like for industries, for cultivations, for buildings, etc., is called deforestation. The causes for deforestation are procuring land for cultivation, for farming, building houses and factories, using wood as a fuel or making furniture. The natural causes of deforestation are forest fire. Last year, Amazon rainforest fire and Australia bushfire occurred. And the droughts. Students, consequences of deforestation are increase in the temperature and pollution level on the earth because trees absorb almost 80% of carbon dioxide emission. And if the forests are not there, the level of carbon dioxide will be increased. And the atmosphere leads to global warming. And if the global warming occurs, the temperature of earth increases and the sea level also increases. And if the temperature increases, the lowering of groundwater level occurs. Students, these are more consequences of deforestation. Decreasing rainfall leading to drought, and drought leads to deforestation. Okay, soil erosion. What do you mean by soil erosion? Yes, the top layer of soil is removed by the rainwater or by the wind because there are no trees on the land, so the top layer of soil is eroded, and it will cause decrease in soil fertility, which is leading to desertification, and decrease in the water holding capacity of soil, which leads to floods. So, if the deforestation occur, decrease in rainfall, increasing temperature, global warming effect, decreasing the water holding capacity, so it leads to floods, and the soil erosion, which leads to desertification. So, here the first consequence which is drought. Fewer trees would mean that less carbon dioxide will be used up, resulting in it increase the amount in the atmosphere. Now, students, CO2 is greenhouse gas. What do you mean by the greenhouse gas? Yes, students, three gases, methane, nitrogen dioxide, and carbon dioxide, are called as greenhouse gases. And these greenhouse gases trap the sun heat and they increase the temperature of earth. Now, if the amount of carbon dioxide increases, it increases the trapping of heat which comes from sun, and this will lead to global warming because it traps the heat rays reflected by the earth, and the increase in temperature on the earth disturbs the water cycle and may reduce rainfall, and this could cause droughts. Here you can see in figure, two figures are shown about droughts. Now, the second cause is desertification. Removal of top layer of soil exposes the hard and rocky layers which have very less humus. Students, do you remember what is humus? Yes, it provides microbes and manures to the top layer of soil. Students, if the top layer of soil is removed, it is called soil erosion, and the hard and rocky lower layers which occur on the top, which have very less humus and air, and this layer is less fertile and soil becomes like desert, and it is termed as desertification. So low water level, low nutrients, low humus, low air. This will lead to soil becoming like that of deserts. Okay. Now we have to conserve the forest life and the wildlife. Forests and wildlife can be conserved by setting up areas like biosphere. What do you mean by biosphere? Biosphere which has three layers, which where the life occurs, which have three layers of atmosphere, hydrosphere, and land. So the biosphere reserves, wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, etc. The first, which is biosphere reserves, are large areas of protected land for conservation of biodiversity. What do you mean by that word? Biodiversity. Students, where the plant species and animal species are present in large number, different species present in large number, that is called biodiversity, and the traditional life of the tribals which are living there. So biosphere which has plants, animals, lands, and also human beings, traditional life of the tribals. Okay. The second one is national parks. National parks are areas which are reserved for wildlife where they can freely use the habitats and the natural resources. Yes, I think you are remembering Gir National Park. Okay, we will study about that national parks in the next session. Then third one is wildlife sanctuaries. Wildlife sanctuaries are areas where animals are protected from any disturbance to them or their habitat. Students, these three are mainly for conservation of forest and wildlife. This we will study about these three biosphere reserves, national parks, and wildlife sanctuaries in detail in the next session. Students, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I think you will watch this very happily, and in the next session we will discuss one by one biosphere, national park, and the wildlife sanctuary in detail. Till then, goodbye, take care.